Well, well, well. Guys, it's... Dang it! It's 6 minutes! I thought... Alright, well, it's 6 minutes past the hour now. But... I don't need your judgment. It is... They can't hear you yet. I swear, I'm not talking with the voices in my head. Like, I swear. I am sane. They did not lock me in a rubber room. A rubber room with How? Why are you? Hey, Genevieve. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Fun fact, everybody. Genevieve here is our guest for the VOD tomorrow. But more on that in a second. Anywho, let me get this going. Whoa, look at that. Look at us. We're here.
Hey.
Well, well, well. Don't question why I'm still up at 2 a.m. You know, sometimes we all gotta do our things, you know, and it is what it is. But you know, why don't I do this right now? Why don't I get a shout out going for our wonderful, wonderful guest for tomorrow? That is a lot of Discord.
That is a big Discord call. Yes, sir.
What is going on? I see. Well, she's going to be our wonderful guest for tomorrow. I've had the chance to talk with her. She's super cool. She also has... I've been able to pop in for some streams. I haven't said anything, but that's because I've had everything in the background. But regardless, she's going to be super fun to have on the show. So, with that in mind, please check us out tomorrow for that. But we're here in the now and we're talking about today. So, Phantom, how are you doing today? Get on with the show! It's called...
I thought you were yelling at me, and I was like, whoa, whoa! Like, it gave me 2 seconds!
Yeah, I'm quick like that.
Gotta be fast, kid.
Gotta be quicker than that. But yeah, like we're warming up the crowd, we're getting everybody ready, and we're just welcoming everybody. That's why I like doing this in our little introductions with it. So what's up with Nova's voice? Yeah, Nova, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, you know, I hit puberty like 3 more times last night. So I sound different.
You know, it happens. It certainly happens.
It does.
But yeah, no, this is my wonderful co-host, the Phantom Fame. For those that are new and have not seen this, my wonderful co-host is another buddy. His name is the Phantom Fame, and he is possessing our little Gojo here. But I mean, in reality, this is just my co-host. It's just easy for him to have this little PNG.
He's a great host.
He's a great host. So, Nova, he's in chat. Okay. So yeah. So, real quick, Phantom, how was your stream?
It was good. It was good. I'm doing an all magic run on Eldering, which is infuriating to say the least. And I am regretting my choices, but I'm sticking to it.
Oh, I'm so
sorry. Except I might not be
that.
sticking to it because it's so hard.
I can only imagine how difficult that can be.
You know, you'll find out.
Ooh, it looks like we're going to be magic brothers.
Magic boys.
Magic boys. We're boys that use magic.
He knows not the ways of magic. Now you see why I struggle in Dark Souls. Dark Souls magic goes hard. Like, I love magic builds in Dark Souls. So, but yeah. Anywho, why don't we move on with this?
Of course.
As I like to do with all my shows, we're going to talk about our last episode of the VOD, our next episode of the VOD, and this episode of the VOD, and we're going to keep it short. Our last episode of the VOD, we had Tasogare as our guest, and it's always interesting to see the backgrounds and the experiences that people have when I have on the show, because you never know quite what they're going to bring to the table. I mean, to name a few, like, you have Vega, who's bringing that knowledge of programming and coding. You know, you have, pardon me, you have Cynical bringing in that professional V-mommy energy, as she has said, that energy, but more bringing in a lot of just her experience as an artist, but also as a streamer. You know, to someone like Nochu, who's just somebody who's in experiencing the VTubing in a different country, and seeing the things that change back and forth between. It's always super interesting, to say the least. Praise V, mommy. Amen. Can we get that pinned? Thank you. So it was an interesting stream, to say the least. Now, yes, pin it. Our stream tomorrow. My voice did a little bit of a crack. Our stream tomorrow is going to be with the wonderful Genevieve Yoso, who, if you guys know who that is, because I've talked about it before on this channel, they are one of the gen mates in Project Asteria with Lord Rexworth, a previous guest we had on the show. So stop by tomorrow at 2 p.m. MST or 4 p.m. EST for another wonderful show on that. Did I miss anything? Maybe. I don't know. But for now...
I think you got it all.
Yeah. So... it's time to talk about our today's guest, because as much as we like talking about stuff from our previous shows and our next shows, we're in the here now. So
we are,
and today's guest is pretty fun and pretty special, and that is because they are no stranger to the _Valentine the _Valentine Twitch channel, as well as many other Twitch streamers within our little group community here. So today we will be welcoming the connoisseur of cloaks, the collector of faces, the spell-slinging slasher. No, just kidding. The spell-slinging mimic. Now, you may have caught this doppelganger slinking around in other streams, be it in the chat or alongside others, but now I've made the mistake of officially inviting them onto the VOD. His words, not mine. They either stream...
Oh, I know those are his words.
Now, they either stream alone, revealing in their own struggles for your amusement, or alongside others, providing comedic backup and a touch of chaos. Now, before I say the name, I just want to add something to that. If you ever want somebody who will just bring positive energy and just somebody to laugh at your crappy jokes, this individual is the person you want. Because never before have I been with an individual that, like, I've thought, oh, that joke wasn't funny, you don't need to laugh. He's like, it was top tier, it was so good. It's like, no.
Yeah, jolly is a word that comes to mind.
Jolly is a word. Good, I'm glad I'm making you blush. So without further ado, allow me to introduce the unlucky Robe Caster. Woo! Wait, that's the wrong, dang it. I'm getting used to OBS, that's... Almost. Well, you know what's not almost? Where is it?
The time that has come.
Oh.
Because it is not almost, it is the time.
Ah, welcome, ABC. Already making use of that lurk command. Also, for those that are unaware, there are some new commands which I'm not going to talk about during the show because I don't want to take up too much of that chat. But one of them is we have community currency now called Fembucks. So if you hit, Nova's already doing it. Yes, I'm
of course he is.
I'm glad that we're already off to a good start. I'm actually going to mute the throwing system audio. That way I get hit, but the audience doesn't hear that. So, without further ado, Robe, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Beppis.
God damn it.
Excuse me.
A great word.
God.
Hive is gambling everything.
My stream and he got me.
I don't get it, but I do like Beppis. It hits close to home. Now,
of course, yeah, it really tugs at the heartstrings of American youths.
It does. Now it seems that everybody is gambling in chat. Am I surprised? No. Am I happy? Yes. But regardless, now, no, I'm gonna save that for later. Sorry, I had a little bit of a freeze there because I'm like, do I talk about this now? No, I'll talk about it after because I need to ask the very, very first question, which is the most important, in my opinion. And that is, Robe Caster, who are you and what is your story?
Well, I'm me. I'm Robe Caster. There's not really much to tell other than that. I'm whatever you need me to be. I'm backup. I'm player 2 or player 3 or player 4, whatever the hell. I'm here for emotional support. I'm here for the homies. That's what I do. That's what I am.
Here for the homies is exactly the terminology I would use. Definitely more so than player 2, but I feel like you undersell yourself very often, but you are like the quintessential buddy cop.
Are you gonna respond to that, Robe?
I'm fighting the urge to burst into laughter right now,
Oh
but
my
yeah, that's
gosh.
one way to put it.
My man said, I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. Yeah, well, let me tell you something. We've been doing a lot of streams together recently. And actually, hold on, before I forget, let me just rotate myself a little bit. Ooh. There we go. Ah! But yeah, you've been hanging out with a lot of us. And when I say a lot of us, I mean we have slowly been building this nice little community of VTubers that we've just been hanging out like even more of not just streamers, but kind of as friends. And so how are you able to maintain that energy across multiple different streams and platforms? When I know that if I'm going to be hanging out with people, as weird as it seems, I do have an upper limit, but you just, at least that I'm unaware of, you just seem to have a lot of good energy. So maybe talk us through that.
Oh, you're making me blush.
Good.
So, in truth, that energy isn't mine. It's yours.
How dare you flip it on my head?
He's a parasite.
I am. I really am. I don't mean that in the sense of just being in character, even out of character. When I'm around other people, I mirror what you guys do, what I see you do. When I'm surrounded by people who are having a genuinely good time, who are just having fun, I find that brings my energy up. Don't get me wrong, I do get burnt out, especially if I've been around with someone for far too long. I mean, everyone's got to have their own personal time, you know? Their own recharge time. And when you're on my stream, you see, I get a lot quieter. I'm more in my head. But when I'm hanging with y'all, when I'm having fun, on stream, off stream, doesn't matter. That energy you see is what I'm getting from you guys.
The audience. Pardon me. Sorry, that's a thing. Fun fact: if you type in chat, if you type exclamation point you guys, see what happens.
I got this.
Isn't it cute?
It's adorable.
Right? It's cute. What's under the robe? What don't worry about it. Thank you, Bombastic.
More robes.
All these robes form a circle. All these robes make a circle.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
What's in the box? Yeah, but like, it's interesting that you say it's that energy. It's our energy. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't really think about it as much as of, you know, the energy that we get, that, you know, we have feeds off one another. I mean, it certainly brings me back to my improv days where we're taught how much our energy affects the people we interact with on stage. Not only on stage, but like our scene partners. Not only that, but also our audience as well. And it leads me to another question: is how do you maintain, or how do you have that energy when perhaps there are days where you're not feeling? Because I imagine you have days where, but right before you stream, you're like, do I really want? You know, I've had a bad day. Do I want to stream? You know, but you're thinking maybe this will help a little bit. You know, I imagine you have those days, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So then, what do you do exactly to kind of? Oh, pardon me. What do you do kind of exactly to prepare for that and kind of change that mental attitude?
So, not gonna lie, I don't always change it. Sometimes I call it off. sometimes I rush in. Sometimes I call Phantom or JG or one of the other idiots I know, and let them do their thing for a little bit, and then I'm like, all right, I'm better now. But ultimately, you just got to push through it sometimes, and I'm lucky that I know a lot of people who care about my well-being and are able to give me the energy I need to keep going.
As that's very, very important advice. And I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily see when it comes to streaming is that there is such a need for having those kinds of backings behind you in order to kind of push you a little forward. Because the thing is, like, I feel like had I not met Phantom, I probably wouldn't have developed as many as the relationships and as a streamer had I not met him. And I say that because streaming is not something I knew before doing this. Like, this thing, I took a gamble and I thought, oh, this would be fun to do. You know, why not? It sounds like fun. And just making these genuine connections, it's now, if I need to bounce things off of, if I need opinions, I go to somebody who I know can be real, but also supportive. So they're not just a yes man, but they're just like, hey, you're being silly. Stop it. You're better. You know? If that makes sense.
Absolutely. It % does. I know even more so when I don't have the energy. Sometimes I get a little too hyped up.
Was that a
when
bad
that
thing?
happens, I know. Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. So, you know how when you have a small child or an overly excited dog, how sometimes you have to tell them to calm the heck down? It's the same thing with me sometimes, you know. I've had to let a lot of the people around me know that I have trouble identifying what happens, and I rely on them to remind me to bring myself down if I can't do it myself. So you got to find that balance between the two. And while I'm ashamed to say I haven't found it yet, definitely feel confident enough to say that I'm finding it slowly.
Phantom, what are your thoughts?
I think that takes time to both your points. I've actually talked to other streamers recently about literally both of these topics, where I've literally either pulled them aside or they pulled me aside, and we talked about this sort of stuff, like because I actually think that there is there's a limit to how much you should put on other people to rein you in, and there's also like a time to recognize when it's like, hey, just because you're burnt out doesn't mean you should, like Robe said, like, you don't always need to try to fix it. And sometimes you just need to give yourself a break. Other times, there are things you can do to reduce that load. So for me personally, I've had a really rough past couple of days, and I was like, you know what? I want to stream because streaming helps me relax. Like, that is, as weird as it sounds, like playing even a tough game like Elden Ring, like streaming is just like, it's my way of interacting with people, which gives me energy and makes me feel like, you know, I have more of a support network. And one of the things I did is I turned off some of my redeems that I thought were a little more involved.
Oh no, is stream crashing?
It might be. I just saw that on my end too.
Oh, I was worried it was just me.
No, my internet's been janky.
Oh, it looks like it's still good. Maybe not. I don't know.
That's.
Oh no, it is crashing. Okay.
Yay! Hurrah! OBS Studio reconnection successful.
Huzzah!
We're back.
Oh, yeah. So,
hold on. Before we continue, I just want to preface that. Thank you for that. I just want to preface that my internet's been a little janky lately. So, and with the switch to OBS, I guess recently things have just not been wanting to work. So, you know, bear with me. I apologize if the stream does end for whatever reason. It shouldn't. But
yeah, the stream does not end. It's a 24-hour stream.
Oh, yeah.
When we're done talking, it just starts playing music. 24-hour lo-fi beats to study to should immediately begin once we're done.
Yep. You don't have a
OBS
say.
didn't want to hear Phantom Blab? Probably true. I don't. You know what? The audience probably didn't want to hear it either.
I'm sorry.
But I do it anyways because it's my favorite thing to do, which is why I'm going to continue. And say that, yeah. So I've had a rough couple of days, and one of the things I did was I toned down the redeems. So I turned off the redeems that either like involved a lot of effort or like really derailed like things from like I have one where it's like I stop everything and do a tweet. I have one where I stop everything and play GeoGuessr, which I'm terrible at. And yeah, I just cleaned a lot of them up where it was like all the ones where I was like, yeah, this one is not one of my favorites. This one just kind of like, this one can get on my nerves, or this one can be overused, like, or this one uses up a lot of brain power because I have to think about ending every frickin' sentence with like an animal noise. I just turned them off for like a day or two, and it helps a ton because sometimes you really do just need a break, and it doesn't need to be a hard stop. Like, all right, guys, I'm on a hiatus. Sometimes it can be as simple as like, hey, we're still streaming. I'm not phoning it in, but we're going to be playing something more chill, or we're going to have it so like things are just a little more reined in today. And I think that's a really important way to, I think that's an important thing to experiment with, is finding out where your limits are, finding out where your comfort zone is, and not necessarily like constantly pushing yourself to where you're almost there, but just like finding where you need to be depending on how your day has been. Because if there's one thing that's very important with streaming, it's consistency. So sometimes like you don't want to stream, and you can simply take a couple of minutes and do what's called like reframing, where you basically say, okay, like right now I'm really stressed out, I'm nervous about stream, and I just don't want stream to be bad. And you just take a couple of minutes. It's not quite meditation. It's more just, it's almost like positive affirmations, where you're like, stream's gonna be fine. Like all I need to do is get on there, and I'll immediately feel better. Being around like chat and just getting to actually start the stream will make me feel so much better about it, because worrying about it is gonna be the worst part. And I think it's totally fine to some days try to do that and then realize like, yeah, I'm not there today. Like I can't get to the point where I feel like I could put out good content, and I feel like that's a really good place to be like, you know what, I'm gonna call off stream today. I'll make some concessions, like, and maybe I'll do something else productive, or I'll do something else that I normally wouldn't be able to do because I don't have enough free time.
So that sort of begs the question: is at what point do you realize vulnerability is good to have on stream, and how do you gauge whether or not you're being too vulnerable with your audience? This is for both of you.
I think that's streamer dependent. Like for me, I'm incredibly vulnerable on stream, where I think like I'm pretty expressive about like when I'm getting annoyed, when I'm getting upset with something, when I'm not feeling 100%. What about you, Robe? I don't know if I've ever seen you discontent on stream, or at least it's never showed.
So when I'm streaming, I'm less me and more a character. So I try not to let, I mean, it still comes through sometimes, but I try not to tie my real world issues directly into the character I'm portraying. So you might have seen me discontent once or twice. Typically it happens during a game, but real world issues, it'll be before stream, after stream, but rarely on stream.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's something that I feel like if you, like, because once or twice you can normally see if somebody is just not having a good time, a good stream, and you know, it's really, I guess, up to the streamer to be like, is this something I need to continue to do right now? Because I feel like your community respects you more if you say, you know what, guys, I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna call it a good stream, and we're going to reset, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And I feel like it falls in line with public speaking, where at a certain point, it's while there is an act, while there is some sense of professionalism, at the end of the day, we are human and we're not perfect. And because of that, we make mistakes. But because we show these imperfections, it gives people a realistic and relatable idea of what all we are and what all we're doing. And I think just being able to consciously observe and put out, hey, I'm just not feeling it, guys. You know, it just shows even more professionalism, because I feel like in my experience as an actor, I've broken multiple times on stage. One of the worst offenses I've ever done is midway through a scene, somebody made a joke and their costume split in half. And I was one of the leads. And as this happened, I saw that and I couldn't keep my face straight. And I sat there, I looked at that, and it was one of those things where you could see me just smiling and just trying not to do anything until they moved and I hear a come down their thing. And that just made me break. I put my hands in my face and I squatted down, my hands in my face, just like, give me a second. I need to redo this. And I just kind of looked at the audience and mouthed the words, "I'm sorry." I put my hands back in my face. I stood up. I turned around so my back was to the audience, and I just did the whole, you know, where you have the hands thing. You just like, it's like you're pulling yourself together. Just, okay. I turned around. I saw them. And I almost broke again. But at that point, I got into my lines and I continued on with the scene. But at that point, the audience, I felt like, was more connected to me than in that moment than anywhere before in the play I was doing. And I think that could certainly apply to streaming, is that there will be those moments where that curtain is pulled back and you see the person who's just performing. Like, there is no, you know, magic mirror. There's no, you know, Wizard of Oz. It's just a person in a puppet like costume, or, you know, just.
And there is no Queen of England.
There is no.
There is no Queen of England.
There is no. I don't care. I don't care that it's just, you know, they're just there. They're doing their best.
I was so glad that meme came back when she died. That brought me so much joy.
I mean, that was amazing. Where it was like, oh, I don't know if they considered that one day that would be used as a meme like that, but like, man.
All right, I'm gonna see if this command works. Hey, Apophis, hit exclamation point squares.
I'm sorry, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, it's just it's the heck yeah. Oh, I'm so happy that works.
Oh, no.
All these, so if you type exclamation point squares, it just says all these squares make a circle, all these squares make a circle. Robe, you need some memes. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, I just, clearly it shows that with especially with the way things are these days with streaming, more and more people are being more transparent about not only their behavior, but their health in general. And it kind of makes me happy that we're shifting away from a culture of, I need to keep it inside and I don't need anyone to see it. You know? That makes me happy, at least. So yeah, gentlemen,
Yeah, I think there's a line to be drawn there. I feel like there's almost, sometimes I feel like there's too much transparency, which is weird coming from me. But
it's a balancing
I feel
act.
like I've seen, yeah, there's a balancing act, because that's something like I try to keep it in my own streams and keep it in a space where it's accessible to the people who are interested, and to the people who aren't, it is not in their face. And
Why,
I feel like there are a
Phantom?
lot of people
I'd
that
say you're
feel-
I'd say rather than transparent, you're positively translucent.
you know what? I'm almost invisible.
Hey, Phantom.
That's me.
It's because you got twins on the way that you're gonna become a transparent. Thank you. I'll unfortunately be here all week. I'm gonna drink some water and then we'll move on to our next segment.
Boy.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm drinking lemon water and it's so good. Hey, sorry
I
guys.
had
No Dr. Pepper.
apple cider.
No Dr. Pepper today, guys. Unfortunately, it's just
No Dr. Pepper today.
nope.
Damn.
Drink raw lemons.
Y'all know how to fix that?
Gross.
God, fix what?
I don't know.
The lack of Dr. Pepper.
Please don't.
Oh.
Well, thankfully, I turned off the audio on both ends. So now the audience won't hear it and I won't hear the audio, because that way I can, if I'm getting hit with it, I can at least continue to hear you. So, but yeah, I think it'd be 2.4 until we get to make a new redeem chat. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't changed it. It's still 10,000 points. So not a whole lot of people make them in my chat, so we're still keeping it 10. But anyway, we're not here about me. We're here about Phantom. I'm just kidding.
Are we?
No, we're not, you silly boy.
I mean, I'm willing to talk about Phantom. I'm willing to
No.
talk about you.
I'm also willing to talk about Phantom.
No. I decline vehemently.
Bold to assume you have power in this realm.
Exactly.
I have power in every realm.
All right.
You
Wha-
underestimate my power.
Well, gonna make Val call his guests mommy. Well,
That is a great idea.
you think
Genius.
you think about that. I give my failed sexy talk. I just love that. I love the idea of that as a redeem, but I haven't gotten around to making that. I just try. Like, have you seen that robe? Have I talked about that with you?
No.
No. Okay, so it's just to me, it's one of the funniest bits that I like doing when I do improv. And when I say sexy talk, I'm more just like really bad at flirting, and so
Aren't
it's.
we all?
And so I'm just like, so imagine, I'll paint a scenario right here. Okay, so imagine, actually here, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to get a background. We're gonna role play this a little bit, okay?
There's a gorgeous himbo right in front of you, right for the rizzing.
And that is Robe.
What? No,
Hell
not me.
yeah.
Not me.
Hell yeah, Riz the robe.
I'm a fucking Ewok over here.
A Riz robe.
Let's see. Let's see. I need to find like a good background. Okay, so how about like I'm doing this. I'm making this work.
Just like 80s porn music. Just in the
80s
background.
porn music. We can't use that on. We can't say that word on stream.
Let me put my mustache on.
Settle down there. Calm down there, Tom Selleck. All right, so
I'm sorry, dash at one point.
yeah. All right,
Come
so
on.
shoot.
No.
All right, guys, come join me playing Overwatch on stream one of these days if you ever want to hear me swear. All right, you ready? Yep. Oh, hold on. The bookshelf is still
We-
there, and the
We gotta
poster.
play some more Ultimate Chicken Horse. That was a lot of fun.
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
That was a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
we got to make sure Speed knows that we aren't avoiding him.
All right, there we go. Dang, Robe, are you the school chairs? Because you take my breath away. Oh, the school stairs. I read the chairs. All right. Okay. So, we're in a cafe, right? Look at this wonderful cafe background. It's even snowing in the background, just like my town that I live in right now. So, imagine that I actually no, I won't be a barista because I don't want to be a barista like trying to flirt with a customer. It's a one-way fire town right there.
Oh my god.
So imagine right? We're in a cafe, and let me see if I can find some like no, we'll keep the lo-fi. not changing anymore. And so we're in this like little cafe together, and I walk up to you. I see you on the couch. I'm like, hey, what's your name? Wow, it's just like real life. I ask a girl her name and she doesn't respond.
Which girl are you asking? You never specified.
Well, I'm talking to Robe.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't think you knew that.
Okay. So I walk up to you, right, and I say, "Hey, what's your name?"
Robe, what's yours?
Shoot.
Well, if you do this badly with me, no wonder you're having trouble, buddy.
Well, you tell me your name again. Sorry, just kind of forgot.
Hey, Daddy, you a horror movie? Cause you got my heart racing.
Oh, you know, I could do you one better. Hey, do you have a nickel or do you have a quarter?
I do.
Perfect. Can I borrow it? Cause my mom told me that shoot. How does it go again? And so it's just the idea that I'm just trying to flirt, but it just doesn't come out right.
Okay, maybe it's just me, but when a guy kind of awkward flirts and it's like kind of coming from a Swedish place almost, I think that's infinitely better than when he has all the charisma in the world and tries to rizz you up.
What is a Swedish place?
Swedish?
Is that like IKEA?
Sweetish.
Yeah, Swedish.
Like, you can tell he's not coming at you like some like super ultra macho motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Charisma's pretty good though.
I wish I could share what just happened on my end where we're talking. I look over because I've got the stream pulled up on one side and I've got a really big chat pulled up on the other screen because from when I was just streaming. All I see is because I'm in mod view,
Your
right?
hive's coming.
So I just see in red highlight sit on my face. My brain cannot focus on anything other than it.
I've been trying not to look
Out
at
of
the
the
comments because
blue,
I'll
we're
get
just
lost in
talking.
it.
You're fumbling over your words, and all I can think of is, "Hey, girl, did you sit on my face?" I mean, it's all I could think of.
Yes, I can't wait for when I get married, my honeymoon. I see my newly married wife with my, we're in the room, and I look at her and I'm like, I'm the happiest man in the world. Why shoot, just show me your jugs. and she just looks at me and says, he has such a way with words. I married him for his paycheck, not his way of talking.
Who on earth did you marry?
You wouldn't know her. She goes to a different school.
And where did you find
She's Canadian.
She goes to a different school that's in Canada. I'm sorry, I made up Canada. Canada's not real. They call me Shakespeare for a reason. Why, Hive?
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Welcome to the new segment of the VOD that I forgot to tell, where we go through some comedy role plays.
Honestly, this has been my favorite.
So then I have to ask Robe, what is your ideal way to pick up someone?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
VOD RP.
Okay.
I'm curious about this too.
Okay, so I have a bit of a confession. You know how thirsty I am when I'm in people's chat or on their streams.
Yep.
And I'm being just, me. Not going to lie, every person I've dated thus far, it's with one exception. One exception.
Mm-hmm.
I've just gone right up to them and been like, hey, I think you're good looking. I'd like to get to know you better. You want a date? Now, to be fair, the most recent person I've been dating, I've been dating for 10 years coming up. How many days? In 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
3 months, a little less than 3 months, it will be our 10th anniversary.
Ooh.
And
sheesh. Hold on. I got the perfect one. You ready?
Is it the cathedral one?
Thank you.
Okay, that
thank you.
was.
Now, to be fair, she is a special exception.
Mhm.
She's the only one I didn't do this with. Instead,
Taxes.
taxes. Instead, it was this stupid thing where we were hanging out at her house. We were waiting to go to D&D. I did not have a car at the time because I had recently gotten mine totaled.
Mm-hmm.
I used to fall asleep on the road a lot.
Oh no.
So anyway, so she was going to take me to D&D, but we had an hour, and I was like, "Hey, I'm currently waiting on getting a new car because I can't afford one right now. But I think you're really cute, and we seem to be hitting it off pretty well. How about when I get a car, we start dating if you're still single?" And she goes, "I have a car.
Oh.
I've been with her for 10 years now."
Whoo.
Hell yeah.
Sheesh.
Now, she doesn't mind me throwing passes at, anyone I meet, so long as, I keep in mind that she is my number one and my only. So, yeah. So I have not rizzed anyone in actuality for 10 years.
So then,
That checked.
okay, but if that's the case, what do you do? What is something you would do on a daily basis that you do to keep that riz going? Because the thing is, for those that are in relationships, like for instance, Phantom here is a married man.
I'm not in a relationship. What are you talking about?
Okay, thanks everybody for coming to this episode of the VOD. But it's
Yeah, I'm dead, dude. Once you die, that's it.
Till death do
That
we
stuff
part.
goes away. Yeah.
But anyway, like you guys, a lot, that if you're in a relationship, the love doesn't stop there. Like, so what exactly are you doing to kind of keep the love going? That just making sure that you're on top of your game.
Well, I'm probably an outlier with this, but very little outside of how I normally act. So that riz that I show all of you, quote unquote riz, the constant thirsting after all you, I just do that to her too. That and, hanging out with her. I mean, it helps we've both had a relative die for each other, but
Cap.
not Cap. 100% not Cap.
Sir, you drive 3 hours from where we live to where she and your family are just about every weekend, and you spend every Sunday with her for the most part. That is something.
I would do that for y'all too.
All right.
I'm not even seeing her
But
this
you
weekend.
do it. That is, you don't think anything of it, but that is most certainly something.
Is it?
When did we get to a pretentious
Yes.
craft brew coffee shop? Because we're role playing love right now. Love is fake because we're role playing it.
Said anything about role playing?
Oh. All right.
Are you a bat? Because my dad said that bats
Have rabies.
Hey,
Are you a bat? Because I'd love to have you in my mouth.
Oh my god.
Are you a bat? Because you seem blind and you scream a lot to find your way around the darkness.
Oh God, you screech a lot at night would actually be one that I could
You
see a
screech
douchebag attempting.
Oh my gosh.
Is that a pencil in your pocket, or is capitalism failing us? Very good, JG.
Hey there, little bat. How about you let me be the reason you scream for a bit?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I don't need anybody to tell me that I can just scream on stream. And least of all, in the Lord's house.
No, the Lord's house is the best place to scream. You ever sat there for some of those bullshit hymns?
Those hymns go hard. Don't you dare disrespect them.
Those hymns go hard. Never in my life did I think I'd hear that phrase.
I don't care what you guys think. Hymns
I know,
go
I didn't say
hard.
they're bad. I just, the hymns going hard is not terminology I expected to line up.
There are only 2 songs I will sing in a church. Our God's an Awesome God, and fucking Hark the Herald Angel Sings. Those are the only 2 things I'll sing in a church.
So the two opposite spectrums of the hymnal thing of, like, worship and Christmas. Hey.
I went to fucking seminary and I refused to sing. Fuck that shit.
I treat my women like cinnamon toast crunchifarians. I always disappoint. I like the idea. What JG? What is cinnamon?
I think more importantly, I think we just need to recognize that JG falls for literally any gimmick, especially if it's cereal related, cereal or Pop-Tart related. And I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased that he came around to a political pickup line and a fucking breakfast like gimmick pickup line, because those are the two ways I know him best. If someone was like, how do I know that you really know this guy? I'd be like, I've got your facts right here. I play to my strengths. Yes, you do, buddy.
Oh
my god.
I'm making a thing right now to add to the set. Hold on. Let's see. There's that. There's
Can't be good.
Oh no, it'll be fantastic.
Is it more Riz locations?
I mean more Riz locations. Oh,
you just added like a bar or something. I don't even know what it was.
Sir, this is a craft brew house that offers reasonable prices for coffee.
Reasonable prices?
I've never gone to a brew house.
You're not missing much.
Partake of their wares.
You're not missing much. All right.
Yeah,
so,
I wouldn't imagine.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Now, then I have to ask, is there anything that you could realistically, like, how could you apply that level of romance to your chat? How can you rizz up your chat?
Very easily if my chat were available for Riz.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. I want you to rizz up my chat right now.
Ooh.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. There's your there's the thing.
Robe Caster. Yes, that is me.
I used to work at a Starbucks, okay? I have the experience.
I hate this.
I have to ask, was it on purpose? Was it ever on purpose?
So I've never misspelled a name in my entire time of working at Starbucks. Thankfully, I've never messed up a name. But that's because I actually do my... No, I know of, because I made sure, I always asked and I said, all right, what is the name for that order? And they say, Brixley. I'm like, how do you spell that? And they're like, BRIXLIEE. All right. And I read it back to them. And then in the back of my mind, I say, man, that sounds like a Utah name. For those that don't know, if you know of any like weird name pronunciation, you can thank Utah people for that.
Is that where all the weird names come from?
Yep, that's where all the weird.
You've done the research?
I've done the research. I've spent a lot of time in Utah.
What's that one meme where the guy's like, oh yeah, my name's this with a B. I'm deathly afraid of insects. Where what? Where's the B?
Yeah.
Sounds like an Evan Breen vine. Oh, but we're not getting away from this. So, Robe, I want you to rizz up my chat.
Okay. Oh, goodness. Hive, I love you dearly, but not gonna lie, as much as I want to rizz you, I look at your name, and the first thing that comes to mind is a very, very bad joke, and I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Two very bad jokes now. I was getting so upset. Not actually upset, but I made him in one of the games, and his first comment was, "Why am I white?" By the time I'm done with you, trust me, you'll match the character.
Oh god.
Ribs, what is that emote? The ribs. My
Ribs, I love you. You're gonna be goblin more than just Ribs. I'm sorry.
Sheesh.
Let me drizzle some barbecue
Hold
sauce
on,
all
hold on.
over you.
Robe, what
What
you
you
see
see
is
is
a
a
threat,
threat,
I see is a prophecy.
Oh God.
Wow.
Time and place, friendo. Time and place.
Oh, hey, Musha.
You better be careful. Robe's a man that follows through.
Oh,
Okay, so fun story.
sure.
It was back when Phantom and I were playing D&D with JG and a couple of our other buddies, and I can't remember what brought this about. Phantom, was it you that leaned over and pointed out your pants were falling down? Can't remember.
What?
It was either you or King Julian, one of the two of you. Your pants were falling down and your butt was
Julian?
sticking out. And you turned to look at me and you full on called me out for staring. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, it might have been me. I might have forgotten about that day.
I'm pretty sure it was you. We were sitting on bar stools.
I was gonna say Jules usually has like his boxers hanging out, but it's like, I mean, it's usually not bad, and it's not like, you know, it's not crack. It's just boxers.
It's not crack.
The boy's got a hell of a donk. I don't have a donk, but I don't have that level of donk.
Yeah, JG, that was your house.
That was my house. Yeah, it was. I also sit weird, so I would fully believe it was me, especially on like a stool. So I like to sit on my legs. As weird as that sounds.
Good fucking.
My goodness. This
Sir, what?
I honestly feel like if this is the direction we go for the VOD, where we include stuff like this, I could honestly welcome this change, not gonna lie.
Hell yeah. Look, when you
Where
want to
we're
riz
just-
up your chat, sometimes you have to wait for them to say something that you can respond to rather than just jumping right into it.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, stalk the girl for several months, and then when she notices that you're there, pounce.
But no, yeah, like some serious advice. Before you go to riz someone up, actually learn about them. I find befriending someone before trying to, just right on hit on them typically helps.
Oh yeah.
Plus, sometimes you find out that maybe you're not as interested as you thought you were, and maybe they're not interested in you in general. I can't tell you how many, girlfriends I've had that have turned out to be lesbians. It's happened a lot. It's happened a lot.
Should I be impressed at that track record? Because
No.
I feel kind of impressed. Because that's consistency.
It's not impressive.
Consistency.
Only one girl I've ever dated has not turned out to be a lesbian, and she's currently with me, so...
Oof.
Oh. Well,
Still holding on to that.
I was gonna say that's
Yep.
that's something I would certainly recommend to anybody who wants to develop a relationship like that. Is also.
Oh, JG's right. There is a second.
Thank you for joining us on this new edition of the VOD, where we give advice on relationships. Yeah, no, this.
Uh-oh.
What? What?
I guess we do actually have like a decent panel for that. We have someone who's married, someone who's dating, and someone who's single. Yeah,
Yeah.
Man?
Don't remind me.
that's a decent panel for advice.
Yeah. As a single person, I can tell you, I'm afraid to talk to women.
Well, Val, genuine question, because
No,
I don't
I'm
know
not
your
a-
sexuality. Are you gay, straight, bi, what?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
I would like to know.
Uh,
That changes the advice you get.
I will describe myself
Ooh.
as, and normally I'm very private about this, but recently I've been much more open about talking, because, like, to me, who cares? It doesn't, like, if you judge me for what I like, then...
Well, you don't have to share if you don't want. I understand.
Oh,
that.
no, I'll
Yeah,
t-
the
I'll-
only time you
no,
can
I'll-
judge people for what they like is if it's anime or grilled cheese.
No, I'll tell you. This is what I'll tell you, and you can take it or leave it. So my name is Sebastian Anyport in a Storm Valentine.
Amen, brother. I'm right there with you. So yeah, then you probably already know that, your approach should change depending on who it is that you're going towards.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm
Well,
not.
I feel like it always should be dependent on, like, the individual.
That is true, but there are definitely definitely some approaches that work better for one side of the spectrum versus another.
Yeah, it's true for the most part. I mean, I feel like the line kind of blurs. I feel like I'm the odd one out here where I've never tried to riz a dude. Well, I mean, maybe I'm not the odd one out.
To be fair, neither have I.
I was gonna say, I was like, that's assuming, but that's assuming that like there's a difference between like openness and like active pursuit. But
That's true.
yeah, like I don't know. I feel like the most difficult hurdle with going with like the same sex would be like it's so common to joke about it that it's like finding a comfortable way to be like, oh, I'm actually like, you know, I am joking, but also like I'm not uninterested.
Yeah, that's
like,
one way to go about it.
Like trying to find a way to open that, I feel like that would probably be pretty difficult. And that's someone who has self-proclaimed great social skills. Those private voice calls were a lie? No, me and your mom shared an intimate moment on those private voice calls, and I really wish you weren't there for them.
Well, as much as I'd like to continue talking about love and relationships, we can leave that for another time. That'll be a new episode or a new segment of the VOD coming soon.
What is love?
Emphasis on the coming soon. Anyway, I understood that reference.
Let's go.
But anyway, like, 'cause since we're talking about relationships, I think it'd be fun to talk about relationships with your audience. What do you think? You telling me those private voice calls were a lie?
Like, what kind of relationships with the audience are you talking about here?
Not the ones that will land you in jail.
That's not what I was thinking about either.
Those are the only...
Well,
but,
so I'm assuming we're on the same page here that
yes.
Audience and streamer, that in and of itself is a relationship.
Yes, and we're not talking about parasocial relationships. That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking because the thing is, I'm having a stroke.
Take your time, buddy.
No matter what, as a performer, whether you like it or not, you develop a relationship with your audience. Now, it just depends on how that relationship goes with the audience, but there's a relationship nonetheless. Now, I guess the first thing I want to ask you is, you know, how do you kind of go about establishing that genuine connection with your audience?
That can be pretty hard. Honestly, I think you guys would have more experience with that than I would. 9 times out of 10 with my audience, they tend to be pretty quiet. I can talk to them all I want, and some of them will respond. Hive, Ribs, JG. But for the most part, if your audience isn't as willing to put themselves out there as you are, sometimes it can be difficult to cultivate that kind of relationship. But on the same time, you as a streamer have to put yourself out there. You have to be there to be like, hey, I'm open to communicating. Sometimes, you know, it's easy to get lost in a game and easy to forget that they're there. And when that happens, I don't want to say letting them down, or at least, you know, doesn't feel like you're letting them down. It just feels like, you know, you're breaking off that communication. Sometimes that's required, but I'm kind of getting off topic. Point is, you both have to be open to communicating with one another, and sometimes that requires a little bit of effort. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys would know more about this one than me.
No, I 100% agree with you, where it's like I feel that you can establish, I feel like the term relationship is often used specifically for when people are looking for something romantic, but like being strangers with someone technically quantifies as a relationship. The second you're aware of someone's presence, you immediately establish a relationship. Like the second I am walking down the street and I see someone else, there is an established relationship that we are strangers. Like, because I am aware of that person. And
you okay?
And like for a streamer and an audience, like a lot of people just assume that it's like, yeah, well, like what do you say to them, or what do you talk about? It's like, well, you can have a relationship where it's like you're not even talking to them, you're just kind of like narrating or talking about what you're doing. And there are streamers where like, and this threw me off the other day where I didn't realize someone was, they were streaming and they were typing in chat and not using a mic. And I was so confused. And it was like, that's just, rather than having it where they were like, you know, two separate entities, it's like, no, the streamer is also chat in this instance. Everyone is on the same page talking about like what's going on in the game. It was really, really weird. But it was different. And I was like, that would be an interesting thing to try sometime, because it's like, it's different. It's something that I've never like experimented with. I've always treated it like, you know, I'm streaming, and so it's like, yeah, you're talking to me or other people in chat, and it's like, it's very obvious who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But I've never tried it where it's like, no, we're all just talking, and like, you know, no one's really thinking about like, oh yeah, like you're also the one playing, aren't you? Everyone's just having a conversation, almost as if you're watching like some unknown person streaming.
I have to ask, what were they streaming? Because I
They were
can't
streaming
think of too
Gollum.
many. Oh, okay, that explains it.
It was the one other person streaming Gollum the other day.
To be fair, I feel like if at that point you're just, the game is so bad, you're at an utter loss for words.
No, they were typing a lot.
Plenty of words to be had, just not necessarily good ones about the game.
They were positive, weirdly enough. They were very positive about it.
Whoa. Well, you
They're
know
like,
what?
wow,
I guess
this
it
is great.
takes
I
all
was like,
kinds.
wow.
I mean, I guess in this economy you have to. I'm
This
so sorry.
economy.
Now that kind of brings me into my next point is, you know, if that's what you're trying to do to establish that connection with your audience, regardless of the medium and what's going on, you know, what are some things you could that you could recommend that you could make your audience feel like they're part of a community rather than just an audience? Because I think we all know that as a streamer and a content creator, building a community is what will keep your audience.
Mm-hmm.
So what will...
Well, I think it's...
Yeah.
I think it's also like building a community is... there's a difference. It's faster to build an audience than to build a community.
Yeah.
And that's like, to your point, and this is something I always talk about, is that when you are building a community, the goal is objectively different, because what you're trying to do is you are trying to get people who will stick around and stay. When you're trying to build an audience, you're just trying to get people that will come watch your stuff, and they might not stick around for long, but you're trying to get as many people as possible. Typically. I mean, this is maybe this is just like my views on it, but when I think audience, I think like there's not as much interaction. You are a viewer. When I think a community, I think you are an active member. You are participating. You have some sway and or say in what's going on, what's happening.
I'm gonna say that the difference between the two is when I used to perform improv, I'd also teach improv workshops on the side. And so the thing about an audience is these would be the people that would come to the shows that had never seen improv before, and they would watch us perform, and then they would, you know, go about their day and leave after they saw our show. But when we taught the workshops, those are the people that come in every week, hang out, learn, participate, have fun, and those are the people that stay long term. Now, that's not to say that you can't foster a community, where you can't have a community without the audience, because the thing is, a lot of the people who join and come to the workshops, who came to the workshops and who were a part of the community, were people who came to the shows and they saw, wow, I really like this. I think I want to do this and be a part of it. And those people would come from the shows and then join us at the workshops. And I think that would be a decent example of this is how, like, this is how you use that audience to build a community. It starts small, you know, unless you somehow manage to just have a knockout stream or something like that, just whatever performance, and just everybody's
Right.
like, every person in the audience wants to be there in your community. But you know, it just it's those people that are picking and choosing, and it funnels in little by little. Like, for instance, we just passed 100 people in the Discord server. That's incredible. That's awesome. I didn't think that would happen. Not because I didn't have faith, just because I've never managed a Discord server before, so it's completely new to me. But yeah, we passed 100 people in the Discord server, and those are the people in the community. That is the community right there. Whereas the audience are just people who come in and passively see and then leave. So it's just
you just follow the channel, but you don't follow the Discord. You're just an audience member. But if you want to be a part of it,
sorry,
why not jump on the Discord?
Yeah. You can find all my socials there for Moobot, and then on Streamos you can find all my socials there. I didn't realize that Stream Elements and Moobot also had. I need to fix that. That's really weird.
You're firing all cylinders right now.
Yeah.
Well,
People can't get your Discord links.
If I could take a moment to stroke more than both your egos, I will say I think you both have done an excellent job at forming a community. It is always a pleasure to come into either of your chats.
To what?
And to come.
There it is.
You heard me, to come inside of them, like any passionate lover would. Anyway.
Oh my God.
But it's always a pleasure to come in. People are always very excited to be there. They're always happy. I mean, Val, using your stream, for instance, you can tell how much joy people derive from it, especially when they're chucking Dr. Pepper at you constantly. And Phantom, same thing with you. Less the Dr. Pepper thing and more nipples. But genuinely, there's people that come there every single time, or at least every time they can. But, damn it, my train of thought. It's so easily derailed.
Sorry, continue.
Now all I can think about is Phantom's tits.
I mean, to be fair, is there anything else you should be thinking of otherwise?
Yeah.
Yeah, his dick.
Anything else that should
But,
be occupying it?
That ass. But genuinely, coming in, everyone's always very excited. Everyone's always very happy. I think you both have done a fantastic job with that and with cultivating that, as well as, seeing the way that you've impacted other streamers that you've been around. Now, to be fair, by the time you've interacted with them, I'm maybe like 3 streams behind in watching your interactions with them. So I see them and I'm like, okay, was it Val and Phantom doing that, or were they already like this? But that's a good place for me to leave it there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I super appreciate the kind words. And
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Phantom, fuck you. I love you, buddy.
Love you too, bud.
Skill issue.
Anyway. Yeah, it's just it's super interesting to see, and that's I guess one of my favorite things about being a content creator is not seeing my own community, but seeing all the other ones that I get to be a part of that I would never have seen otherwise had I not interacted or done something like that to be a part of it. And like, you look at, because if you don't have a Discord server, if you're a streamer and you don't have a Discord server, it's weird because like everyone has a Discord server. But when I went into, like, when I see Marie's, when I see Monos, when I see Phantoms, everything has a unique flair that makes it distinctly theirs. And to kind of quote a little bit of something I posted about because I posted an announcement in the server regarding it. I said, I look forward to the future and the opportunity to see such growth for this digital space I can call a home. And that's how I truly feel, is when I feel as though I want a place that I just hop into, that I can interact with people. I just hop into the Discord. And, sometimes people will show up and talk in the general, sometimes people won't. Most of the time, I get to just see what people are doing, and it's fun to see this collective. Instead of seeing it be a gingerbread house, you see it become a gingerbread home. So
I don't know how to respond to that. I'm not sure if that's like super cute or super cringe.
What do you?
It's both.
So it just occurred to me that when I leave the voice chat, it takes.
I ran back to my phone just to boo you. AG, you're so good.
Oh
Sorry,
my.
I just meant that's genuinely sweet, but at the same time, how
Oh.
many fucking times have we heard it's not a house, it's a home?
It's not a trash. It's a trash can, not a trash cannot. All right, Phantom. What's your? Come on, you got to give some. You got to give a little take with that. Come on.
Someone came in my chat earlier.
They
and asked
came
me
in
if
your
I had
chat?
dad jokes.
Probably
It
me.
did. It was Robe.
Bro, keep it in the bedroom.
I
Someone
can't.
came in my
The
chat
world is my
earlier and was
bedroom.
like, "You got any dad jokes?" I was like, "Nope." It's not really my style. Like, I'm much more of the like reactive comedy
Mhm.
rather than like proactive dad jokes.
Yeah.
They'll come out. They'll certainly be dads, and they will certainly be jokes. But like, they're not ones that I just have like ready to fire off. Like, oh, what did the square say to the triangle?
What?
See, I don't even have anything. Like, I've literally nothing to. Absolutely nothing. For dad jokes, follow JG. Yeah, no, JG Joestar is the type where he will tell dad jokes but boo everyone else's dad jokes. It's the funniest thing.
Pardon me. I'm just still waiting for that dad joke.
There's none.
I will sit here.
I am the joke is that I might become a dad.
I'm still wait. Anyway. Well, it's very clear to see that we all have communities that we just love. So I guess the last question I have pertaining to that is, or I guess last two questions. The first was, what have you learned from creating this community that you have? For both of you, especially this mainly applies to you, Robe. What have you learned about cultivating the audience you have and creating a community from that?
Well, that's a tough one. Being open to trying new things. Your audience will give you a lot of suggestions, and first and foremost, give them genuine thought. Don't just turn them down right off the bat.
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes, be in the mood to do your own thing, but keep what they say in mind, because I mean, hey, they're there to see you, but part of it's keeping them entertained.
Of
But
course.
also at the same time, don't be afraid to turn down dumb suggestions. That whole, there is no stupid ideas. No, there are 100% stupid ideas.
Oh, yeah.
90% of them come from me, but the other 10% I do have to turn down. And you've got, good people you can be with when you turn that idea down and they go, okay. Or they give you a reason beyond just, hey, you should try it, that, convinces you. Versus someone who's just like, you fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So be open to ideas and suggest. I love it. I love it.
Sorry, continue.
So, train of thought. Oh yeah. So, it's so easy to derail me. But no, yeah, just being open to, comments, criticism, suggestions, things like that.
Yeah.
And especially when you actively acknowledge that they made a good impact on you,
Mm-hmm.
that really can make their day. And that makes them think, wow, I had such a positive experience. I think I'm going to come back. You're showing them that you value them, and in turn, maybe they'll value you back.
That's very well put. How do you actively seek to build upon that knowledge that you have learned? And how do you seek to evolve your approach to cultivating your community?
Writing things down so that I don't forget them in the 10 minutes when I do forget them. Genuinely. But also by emulating people that I know are better at it.
Yeah.
I look at the approaches other people take and use that. I see how you guys interact with your chat and would try to do the same with mine.
I don't interact, they
being
just
keywords.
throw
Show your
things at me. There is no interaction, just pain and punishment.
You don't understand, though. It's that pain and punishment that they enjoy. Therefore,
I don't really like how much Val is complaining right now. Can someone throw Dr. Peppers at him?
You do, Here we go, buddy boy.
Oh, yeah?
Well, yeah, I'm surprised we
Yeah,
haven't
what
gotten.
happened?
I'm surprised we haven't gotten an RR redeem yet.
You know, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done
We
that.
did miss one the other day.
Not
Can't remember who it was.
not that I know of. Oh, thank you, JG.
No. I meant miss one as in like we had an entire stream where no one redeemed an RR.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe if you're lucky.
No, that was the one this past Sunday. So
It was. I think it was also the Friday. I can't remember, or maybe it was like right towards the end.
Mm.
You know what? Maybe people are using all their points on either saving them for the new redeem or throwing Dr. Pepper at you. I mean, we here on the VOD do like to keep our local fembat hydrated.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun thing. After you gifted me a sub, I felt I had to stay, but then I enjoyed the streams, so I'm sticking around. Well, thank you for sticking around. And if you get gifted a sub, you're mine now.
You belong to him.
You're my little Discord kitten.
Oh God.
That's right, Phantom. I fucking love what you did with Marie.
What I do with Marie?
The with the commissions and shit.
Oh, you mean the memes and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, those have been in the works since we were first playing Phasmophobia.
That was
So
my
fucking
Discord
funny.
daddy.
Oh God, why? Abaca 458. What are you doing to this man's ego?
What did you print out?
We need like a sign like they have at the zoo where it says, "Please do not inflate the fembat's ego."
Hold up, Val. Is that on your soundboard now?
Maybe.
Thank you. I am favoriting that. Yep, found it. Taking everything else off. That's the only one I need. The only one I need.
Yeah. I'd say, to be fair, I will say though, that is a comment I think it warms my heart to see that after somebody was gifted a
Val is
sub.
my Discord daddy?
No.
That warms your fucking heart?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, because I'm a freak. I'm a freak.
Don't worry, Phantom. You're my daddy. Val's my mommy.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway. Look, I got a new mic. I'm gonna use it like to the extreme. Okay.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then my robe. I see.
JG, you don't want to know the answer to that.
Really? In front of my lump sum from JG Wentworth?
But speaking of mics, did you know Phantom gave me my mic?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did.
I fucking love that. So seriously, he just handed it to me. He's like, yeah, I was tired of your shit. I still have the wrapping paper too, because it just says fucker on it multiple times all over it.
You're gonna get that. Yeah, that's true. JG can verify. It was bad.
Oh, that's hilarious. But anywho, yeah, just hearing that somebody showed up to one of my streams, and I remember because they ABC showed up in a Lethal Company stream that I was doing, and I have a thing, and it's just because I like doing it. If somebody
Oh, nice.
Thank you. If somebody says, "Oh man, I'm getting an ad," I'll do something like, "No,
Yep.
you won't," and I'll just gift them a sub. And that's what I did. Is I gifted ABC a sub, just because I'm like, it's $5, or no, it was like $3 because it was during December, I want to say, and it didn't mean. I'm like, I'll just give them a sub because why not? I like doing that.
It didn't mean anything. You hear that? He's not actually your daddy. You mean nothing to him.
Yeah,
Just like my dad.
boogie woogie
Oh,
woogie.
damn. God damn.
But that somebody shows up and like, yes, I get sub, and then they stay. They stay for it, regardless of the sub. And I just find that to be so heartwarming because that means that I made enough of an impact and left a good enough impression that they want to return to see what I'm doing. And whether, if they decide to leave, they decide to leave, and I have no control over that. But if they choose to stay, I'm like, well, you have a special place in my heart now. And because, Did I say something funny, Robe Caster?
No.
Oh, wait.
No, please carry on.
Oh,
Carry
wait.
on.
I didn't scroll down in the chat. What's going on?
Yep.
I have a sub locked in my laundry room. But anywho,
Where
yeah.
he belongs.
Yeah. Oh, hey, heals. Positive energy. Yeah, that's just it makes me feel good inside. It makes me feel happy that I get to see people who show up and then they come back. And that's the biggest thing that I love, is seeing people who pop in, because I know pretty much every one of the people who come in, and I know about which time, like what stream I was doing, that they popped in for the first time. And so I remember that. And so when somebody pops back in and they just kid you, I'm like, yeah, I remember you. I like you. I like you, and I want you in my stream.
I want
What?
you.
Heals!
I swear. Oh, he hit Hive and Mama and Onyx. God damn. God damn, that's a pull.
Hold on.
Like you, and I want you.
I gotta, let me just,
Oh, you have to do it yourself. Yeah, flog yourself. Dude, healer is like Fuxatani Phil, where it's just like, it's a good day when he shows up.
aw.
To be fair, healer is normally there. You just don't see him.
Exactly.
Well, thank you, healer. You that's the thing. Y'all, I don't expect any of this. I don't get any of this. It's a matter of when it happens, it's hard not to want to cry. Because you just see the kind of support that people show, and it's like you start to then ask yourself, I'm like, did I deserve this? And then
Yes.
somebody throws a can of soda at you, and you say, "Ah, yes, I deserve this," because that's the brain damage talking. But in all honesty, it's such an honor and a privilege, just being a content creator, because like I know that with the stuff I have in my setup, it's a lot better than most who are starting out, and so I feel like that's another thing. I guess the last thing, the imposter syndrome is real. Yeah. I don't think I have imposter syndrome. I don't play Among Us, so I can't say for sure. But
Gregory.
Hit game Among Us.
he vented Gregory. It's just that I certainly feel as though I have been blessed, and I feel like having a wonderful guests come on this show, and having a wonderful co-host is what makes all of this worth it.
Robe, is he talking about us?
He's talking about at least you. Speaking of which, Val, if you need a blessing, just let me know. I'll grab my holy water, hop right on over.
Don't
Your
do
luck's
it.
gonna be
It didn't
worse
work.
for it.
Don't do it. It fucked up my dice.
So anywho, it just reminds me of Heels is kind of reminds me of there's this person like who I follow on this
The
streamer.
streets.
Yes, this streamer that I follow, and the thing is, like, she does ASMR content. Again, not for me, but it's somebody who I like to support because one of my good friends supports her, and I'll pop into a stream, and there's just one person in there who will just drop like 25 tier 1 subs and then do it again in the same stream. And everybody, we're all sitting there kind of like, who is this person? I guess the community collectively decided that they work on an oil rig or something. they're single, they're on an oil rig, and they just make a butt ton of money. And that's
Fair enough.
yeah. So it's just, whenever that comes out of the blue, and that just happens, you know. It's always fun. It's always funny. Well, we're hitting the 8:30 mark, so I think it'd be fun for us to talk about spend these last 25 minutes talking about your design. What do you think?
Sure. Sure.
So,
Whatever floats your boat, buddy.
so I assure you, I have no boat. Anyway, so do we want to stick in the cafe here, or do we want to go back to the set?
I'm fine with either.
Same.
How do you, on a side note, how do you gentlemen like your cups?
Fucking
Do I like
love
my
it.
cups?
It's adorable.
Freshly cleaned.
Do you see what's on your cup, Phantom?
My cup is incredibly tiny. Like, what do you mean? Can I see what's on it?
It wasn't
the
tiny the whole
Starbucks
time.
logo.
There you go.
Oh. Surprised you didn't try to sneak a PH in there.
It's okay. They misspelled my name too.
I don't think they misspelled it.
All right, you said.
Wow, what a cute little cat they drew on there.
Didn't you know? Sebastian Valentine is my favorite Catboy VTuber.
Aww.
He runs a podcast called It's Valentine.
Well,
Adorable.
it's time for me to go because I can't handle such bottom slander.
Bottom slander.
Yes. So
Better
Ro,
than bottom slather. Yes.
that's gonna be I'm making that a sound redeem. I'm making that a sound redeem.
I hope you know, I have heard in the what 5-6 years I've known Robe IRL, I have heard him make that sound at least 3 times every time I've seen him. I've never heard that sound before in my entire life. And the fact that someone else like brought that into the conversation before he could blows me away.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to go like play the lottery right now.
Well, I've been watching Devil Artemis for quite a while, and that's just one of my favorite things. Is just like, they just do it just like, Kermit, he's taking it from behind, and you just like you just hear Zarbon in the back, ah! Just. Sorry for
It's
the
so fucking
for those
good.
that don't know, Devil Artemis is a 3D animator on YouTube who has his own little universe where it's his perfect self fighting a bunch of people. It's him.
I'm sorry, Cell. Do you actually fight your guests? Fuck you, Kerr.
It's perfect self from Dragon Ball Z and Kermit the Frog. They just have a whole host of people. It's the funniest thing. Like one of my favorite.
I love Perfect Cell, dude.
But it's just one of my favorite things. Just like, he's like, Kermit, who is that? Do you not know? That's the leader of the I don't know, the freaking guy from Tekken.
No.
Oh God.
He's like, he was the head of the Kazuma family. He's like, he's not just a nobody. He's like, well, he doesn't look that hard to me. It's just so dumb. It was just throwaway things. So yeah.
I think at this point we've heard more of the moan than we've actually seen Zarbon.
I've seen the exact video. Thank you, Hive. It's a very good video because the thing is, he just goes and absolutely runs
What?
Sells
Yeah,
Fade. Called the bondulance. I'm having a strong. Oh my goodness.
No.
Well, your design. Back to your design. Now,
Yes.
we all have inspirations for what we want to create in design for as a VTuber. For instance, I chose an appearance that reflects my femboy bottom energy. Now, Phantom here wanted to show nipples.
Yeah, that was my thought process.
So what led you to want to become or show the world who this spellcaster is?
All right, I'm gonna try to do the thing I'm absolutely the worst at, being concise. Okay, so
I will be quiet. I will not make any not say anything unless chat decides to be bold and just starts ripping.
The longest fucking story, as short as possible.
Yeah.
The design itself is literally just a Kingdom Hearts OC. That's it. When I was a kid, I fucking loved Kingdom Hearts. I had a bunch of Heartless that I came up with the designs for, and the whole idea behind this one Heartless I had made was just, we had all these different. I started with Kingdom Hearts 2, and like right off the bat, we met like two nobodies that went and mimicked somebody else's, design. I'm not talking like the ones that are based on other. I'm talking like we had one that pretended to be a character for a while, and another that just flat out was supposed to be them and then wasn't. So I was like, oh, shit. Love Kingdom Hearts. So I thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if I made a Heartless that just looked like the organization cloak? And I kept that design with me for years. I just liked it in general. And then just out of nowhere, when, I just decided, you know what? I think if I'm gonna stream and I gotta be a character, let me be this. This works.
See, I never played. I know nothing about Kingdom Hearts.
Me neither.
But that, I mean, I've seen the game. I know the game. And are there many characters that are like that besides the one you just described that you thought would be fitting to have like taken to a VTuber persona?
Oh, I'm sure. The whole point of using this one wasn't about the Kingdom Hearts aspect. It's just that I kept the design from those times when I used to draw that kind of shit.
Now,
and I liked it.
Now, does this have any bearing? Like, did the decision to be a spellcaster have any influence from the Shadow Wizard money gang?
No, those were independent of one another, but we do love casting spells, and I fucking love that meme. 100%. Shadow Wizard money gang. We love casting spells.
We love casting spells.
Legalize nuclear bombs. Swag Messiah.
So then, what was who did you go to for this design? Because I know with PNG tubers, with a lot of the PNG tubers we've had on the show, they have, they spend some time working with their artist and talking about these things. They're also they infuse a lot of their own personal flair into it. So who is this person that brought this concept to life?
So funny thing that
yeah,
Phantom knows this one. Just out of nowhere, Marie was just like, "I'm gonna do it." I'm like, "Oh, okay," and here we are.
She did an excellent job on it too.
She did a fucking amazing. I'm sorry, I've been cursing a lot. She's been doing an absolutely
you watch
amazing job with it.
Anyway. No, I don't.
I thought that was my Discord for a second. I was like, whoa, he did it.
Like I said, I will not swear on stream unless I'm playing Overwatch. The Overwatch makes me mad. Now,
Don't blame you.
Now, you have your PNG model. Are you hoping to maybe get a rigged 2D model in the future, or even a 3D model?
Oh, absolutely. Thing is, at the moment, I am not at a point where I can upgrade. Maybe one day in the future.
Now, would you rather have a 2D model or a 3D?
Genuinely 2D.
2D. Interesting. Kind of like...
It's nothing against 3D, it's just, I feel 2D would be simpler. Easier for my computer to handle, among other things.
No, that makes complete sense. Because, I guess... I haven't seen a whole lot of hooded VTubers. The only one I can really think of that comes to mind is Kuro of VShojo. But other than that, I at least haven't seen a lot of people with hoods for VTubers. So, having another one I feel like would be super cool.
I like the hood. The whole idea is I'm supposed to be a doppelganger.
Don't
I'm
Ribs
whoever
have a
I'm
hood?
with. So
Why haven't
what are you
been?
talking about? Ribs has this really cool hairstyle he's been showing off recently.
That's the
Oh.
bike. Yeah, it's the biker and the biker wizard. But I'm pretty sure his original wizard one has a hood.
Biker
Yep,
Wizard
it has a
Renegade?
red hood. If I'm recalling correctly.
I have not been to
Yeah.
Ribs' stream. I need to change that.
Oh
You
my
should.
gosh.
It's so fucking good.
It is smothered in memes and barbecue sauce.
As it should be.
Oh.
Smells like
Don't you
somebody's.
mean drizzled?
It smells like someone's vaping a brisket in this stream. What is that? Sweet Baby Ray's? No, A1. Oh my!
Delicious.
I love Trevor Wallace. Good YouTuber. Now, if you, I'll say when you go, hopefully to get this design for your 2D model, what aspects of your PNG that you have now would you like to carry over, and what new things would you like to add?
Genuinely, I don't think I'd change too much. The basic design has always been supposed to be this,
Mm-hmm.
someone faceless in a cloak. The cloak color might be a little more blue.
Mm-hmm.
Teal is one of my favorite colors. I got kind of like a darker blue aesthetic going on. But I mean, other than that, I think it'd mostly stay the same.
Now, what would you add on? Like, because I'm saying you, or I just had it. I keep
What would
today's.
separate it from this model?
Yes, thank you. I'm just not having a good day today in terms of my speech.
That's all right. We all have those days, buddy.
Yeah. So what Phantom said.
I mean, fancy effects, but I mean, other than that, not really much. Because genuinely, I love the design that Marie ended up, interpreting this with. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Something I've always wanted to do is, this is gonna sound so cringe, but going back to the whole doppelganger thing, I would love to do a thing where I had multiple faces I could use.
Dang
for
it, you
different
stole my
streams.
next question!
Oh.
I was just about to say that to show I was listening.
I'm sorry. One of the first ideas I had for this would be having emotes of Robe Caster, but having faces from each of the games I played for, different shit. Mostly, I just really wanted Senator Armstrong's face on this body.
God.
I have a dream that one day I'll be on Robecaster's stream. Oh my goodness. Will you ever think about maybe having like faces of like other VTubers who you interact with? If
100%.
If they allowed it.
100%. That's been on my mind a lot, but that's one of the things where I feel a little too awkward to ask. I love all of you. I know y'all
Oh my back.
are friends with me. I have to fight back the urge to self-depreciate here, but I'm not quite comfortable with going that far to ask just yet.
I'm going to give it to you. You won't have to ask. There, we solved that issue. You can have all.
I appreciate
You
that.
can have this wonderful femboy face here.
Oh, I appreciate that. I don't think I could bring the same femboy energy you do to it, but
That's a lie. It's a mindset. Ask and be forgiven, my friend.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, all we have to do is just you and I will get together after stream, and we'll make a plot to Vala's pure bottom energy. Hold on, sorry.
When I think the best bottom, we're talking the most plush, the most wonderful bottom, the kind you can just sink into. I think, yes, it's Valentine from Twitch fame. 100%, that's the bottom I want.
You can't fight the truth, Val. I can't fight the truth. You're just jealous. Yeah, but like, it's certainly a wonderful thing to have in the back of your mind as because you see all these VTubers that go through models like they're just toilet paper, and I feel like that's something that's really interesting that you see from smaller individuals, is that you learn to really love and appreciate your model for what it is. If it's a PNG, a 2D or 3D model, because a lot of people don't have that disposable income where they can just change it willy-nilly. And so I feel like it really allows you to grow that sense of gratitude and appreciation for just what you have. You know?
Absolutely.
So, you know, unless you're Phantom and then which you just rocking the nipples out.
Do what must be done. All right.
So, what do you mean?
The hero we both needed and asked for.
Yeah, it was asked for before I did it. Just for the record.
So then that begs, you got a full body model, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I upgraded.
Is there
from a half body to a
schlong?
full body. I don't think so.
We know what needs to be upgraded.
It's as smooth as a Ken doll down there.
I don't even know if the pants come off. I'll be honest.
Were you not sent like a PSD file?
That's the case. We're not trying hard enough.
I guess I was. Yeah, I don't know. The communication with the seller was a little difficult. That English is not their first language, and I would argue that it might not even be one of their languages. It might be Google's language that they're using.
Oh,
I had a math professor who proclaimed that English was his 6th language, and it showed. He was a great teacher, but I couldn't understand a word out of his mouth.
Damn.
Love the guy.
English is my first language, and clearly I can't speak it. That's all I have to say. Well, gentlemen, we're winding up near the end here, and like this has just been such a.
I'm not that old.
Settle down there, young man. I'm getting there. I'm just heavy. Anywho,
Have you ever with the thing and
have you ever with the sorry, just having a mental breakdown. No, but I feel like this has been a very nice and lovely little like chill chat. And I think it's super interesting when I get to have the people, like any like random person who wants to be on my show, and they do that, you know, and I get to pick their brain and see who they are and what they do. But I feel like the conversations are always different, and are a little more personal when I get to have people who I collaborate and stream with a lot. And so I just appreciate and I thank you for bringing such a fun, warm vibe to this wonderful episode of the VOD.
You're welcome.
Well,
I really think you should focus on the guests a little bit, but I mean, sure.
I was gonna say he can't be picking my brain. There's not much to pick.
I hate you, Robe. God, you really did. I mean, I don't know which one of us cracks you up more, you or me.
You know, I suppose that's something I could ask at the very end here is, your laugh is incredibly iconic among all of our communities. It doesn't matter which stream you were in or who you were collabing with. Your laugh is certainly something we all remember and stand out. How is it that you can maintain? Like, how can you laugh so much with such jolliness? Like, I'm just like I laugh, and it's very easy to make me laugh, but like, it feels like it's an out-of-body experience. I'm getting secondhand laughter from all the good vibes you're throwing out.
So there's a lot of emotions that, you know, boil up inside of me. Some of them come out, some of them don't. But there's one that comes out far easier than the rest, and that's amusement. Laughter is like, you know how you have like an order of operations? Laughter's at the front. It's at the very front of the chart, you know?
Don't do it. So don't do it. He's just a boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh no.
What?
It had to happen.
What's going on?
Had to happen.
What's happening?
Hi, if you're a sub now, use the emotes.
Oh no.
You have the technology.
Oh, yeah. Fun fact, I used to actually have different laughs.
Oh yeah?
I mean, you have the fucking wheeze where you just blow the microphone out and you die. No, it is.
So I didn't used to have that wheeze.
It is an experience.
Yeah, that wheeze, hopefully, like the full wheeze rarely comes out now. I got that laugh specifically for D&D.
Where'd you get that laugh? Like at Walmart?
No, it was I listened to a bunch of fucking Steam engines.
Based?
But yeah, plus y'all bring so much joy out of me, not just you guys, but just people in general, that it's
Suck it
very
out.
easy to laugh.
Guys in the
Oh,
chat,
there's
type
trust me, there's something you could suck out of me.
guys in the chat, type exclamation point you guys. Also, there it is. I'd love for that to be a thing. Anytime I say you guys, I'd love for chat to just use that command. Like, this would be so much fun.
It's adorable.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, guys, we must do the ara ara. That kind of sounded like Hank Hill for a moment.
Oh God.
Dang it, Phantom. Are you gonna do the ara ara already? All right, so who wants to go? How do we want to do this? Robe, you are our guest.
I feel like, I mean, the traditional order is usually you, me, and then the guest, right? Are we gonna break that now?
I guess not. Because I wanted to give our guest the option of the order. Let me. Oh,
You guys can go first.
oh, I see. All right. This allows me to
No.
use my mic a little, like my brand new mic, a little more, because I'm getting
First,
really
of course.
close about it. That's the proximity effect. Don't get too close to your mic, or it's gonna sound really muddy. That's just called the proximity effect, and that's, yeah, don't do that. Anywho. Da-da-da.
Something wrong, Robe?
Did you do it?
What?
No, I did not do mine yet. No,
Okay,
waiting.
I was waiting for it. I'm just expecting.
No. We'll see if I can get it. Hold on. I'll see if I can do a higher one.
Here you go. I'll lead you in. You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh. So, Robe, do you want to?
Yeah, just give me a
Oh, I thought that was the start of it. I was like, whoa.
I was gonna say that's
different.
Zarbon shit.
Like, it's real into
All
it.
right.
All right.
Let me just get my internal cringing out.
You got this.
God damn
That was good.
I had no idea what was gonna come out of your face hole. I was
Yeah.
like, I've never heard Robe even attempt it before.
I just
I have attempted it multiple times in preparation for tonight, and
Oh my
I didn't like
God.
any of them. I knew it was coming.
I just
so am I.
I just have that effect on people where they like to ara, and I've actually been finding out that if you draw a little bit out of the, like, make it sound more sultry in the beginning, that it just makes it sound like you're hot and bothered.
Well, I mean, I'm hot and bothered, but I sound like this 90% of the time.
He says, I'm hot and bothered, and because of that, I use a fan or an air conditioner and some deodorant. Well, we're at the end of our show here. So, we're going to move on to our last segment, which is I'm going to ask you 10 questions famously given by actor, writer, director James Lipton on his show Inside the Actor Studio that he would give to all of his celebrity guests. These are all for fun. There are no right answers, there are no wrong answers. So we just want to
I
hear
can find them.
we just want to hear what you have to say. So, starting with the first question. Robe, what is your favorite word?
Ooh. Fuck, give me a second.
Phantom, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Yes.
like to say, or like my favorite term, or
What is your favorite word? It's not something you really. It's not something you really need to think about too hard.
I like a lot of words.
Trebuchet? That's a good one. Trebuchet is a good one. It's I can't believe that they invented the whole trebuchet like catapult thing after like the font type. Can you believe it, man? So with that, what is your least favorite word?
Oh god, give me it. Oh, I know this one. Fuck.
I know this one. It's not a test question.
No, it's the moment you I couldn't think of it. Fuck.
What?
Real.
Real?
Real.
Why is that?
Because more often than not, when somebody says real to me, it's usually in a condescending way, or like, let's talk about the real issues, or you don't have any real problems, or you don't really understand. Things like that. And it's like, fuck you. Yes, I do.
I really like you.
Fuck you.
Well, you know what they say. So, if that is your least favorite word, then what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Heroic sacrifice. Whenever I see a character sacrifice themselves, TV or anything like that, it will genuinely get tears out of me. And every time I write a character or design a character, if it's one that I really resonate with, I can guarantee at some point in that story I'm gonna write them sacrificing themselves for someone. It hits me hard.
Anyway. You might as well. You should talk to Nina about that with the Val Phantom Fame Phantom what was it, Phantom MILF? Is that what she said? Or
Phantom MILF? Oh yeah.
the Marie fanfic. One of us will be sacrificed. So if that's what turns you on, then what turns you off creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Being
talked down to?
Yeah.
Oh, that I can relate to that.
I don't like it when a character preaches to the audience. I don't like when somebody belittles another character. Even when villains do it, I mean, it doesn't make me so much hate the villain as it makes me like just be, I don't know.
Don Quixote.
What's a
Don Quixote del Flamingo in One Piece?
Can suck my entire fucking cock, and not in the fun way.
All right, that's it. That's it. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Now,
I swear to God, I don't know why I hired him.
Such a good impression. Frieza, I can't believe that you let Zarbon on in your personal circle before me. All he does is moan.
There was a list. There was a list. You didn't sign up before January 23rd, and so you are not on the list.
Then what do I have to do to make it on the list?
Oh my God, if you could kill 6 monkeys for me. There are 6 monkeys that are driving me absolutely insane. If you could just take them out for me, that would be peachy.
I think 6.5.
There he goes again.
All right, Robe, what is your favorite curse word?
Oh no!
What do you find a curse word for him so he can maybe narrow it down?
Am I allowed to say it? It starts with a C.
I mean,
oh yeah,
sure.
Cunt.
Explain yourself.
It's a fun one.
It's a very fun one. That's literally it's. I went so long. I learned all these curse words, and that was the one where if I said that word, everyone hated me. I could say any other word, just not that one, and all of a sudden I leave the educational space and became an adult, and nobody gave a shit.
He's like,
it's such a fun word to say.
he's like, you say it one time in a school district, and suddenly you're the bad guy.
Well, think about it. I can call someone a dick all day long. Nobody bats an eye. I call someone a cunt, and all of a sudden, all these people look at me like, ugh.
Yes, because, sorry, you're being a real vagina right now. It just rolls on my tongue with eloquence.
But yeah, plus it's a bubbly word. It's such a bubbly word.
Bubbly is not it's a very harsh one.
He says it's the LaCroix of curse words.
It's the LaCroix of curse words.
It's there, it's bubbly, but nobody wants to use it because it just tastes funny.
Oh,
and if you get caught using it, you're seen as pretentious.
Oh my gosh. Better be clipped. I want that to show that to my children when they wonder why language was banned. All right. What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, just hit the button, Val.
Yeah, just hit the button.
There you go.
Yep.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Okay. I'm gonna do my best to describe this, but even thinking about it makes me okay, you know when somebody has like a pencil, like the old school wooden pencils, and they don't sharpen it very well.
Ooh.
And so it's 90% wood with just a teensy bit of lead sticking out like the side of it.
I can relate.
And they decide to write with it like it's a normal pencil, even though the lead's not even at the tip. There's nothing but wood there. And they just press down and they're writing on that paper and they're like, oh yeah, look at me sign my name. And just the sound, the feeling is it is my least. I don't mind nails on a chalkboard. I'm not a fan of it, but I don't mind it. That sound will actively make me get violent or flee.
It's like the
that makes I have been held at gunpoint before and I felt less at that situation than I did do pencils.
All right.
Ugh.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Well, you should bring that up. I'm actually going to be switching my major so I can attempt this. I want to go into cancer research.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That's a rough one.
It is.
You thought of being an oncologist?
Not the same thing I'm looking for.
Oh, that's fair. You want to be...
At least the local colleges, their oncology programs are more about radiation and the treatment of cancer.
Yeah.
I want to look into more how cancer evolves and study it like that.
Yeah, that's a very noble profession. Now, what profession would you not like to do?
Oof. Oh. If I had to say anything, probably. Oh no.
Why did that sound so much like the fucking...
Yes, call center. 100% call center. Fuck call centers. Fuck them. Fuck them.
I've worked at a call center once, and
I worked at a call center and my boss was a cunt.
Yes. I see.
He's right.
He's right, you know. Those that get it.
I think Phantom knew my boss, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly.
Now,
fuck that bullshit.
Here is the last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Proud of
you. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Like, and I say that because everyone we've heard thus far, and that's okay, it's funny, is some form of, man, why are you here? To, you know, and while it's funny, I'd say it certainly is refreshing to just, you know, whether or not you believe heaven exists, hearing some higher authority tell you, I'm proud of you. That certainly feels good.
Brother, I went to seminary.
Yo, you and
I'm in that weird, oddly, I'm very religious, but at the same time, like
you and me both. You and me both.
Amen, brother.
I also went to seminary.
But you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do, but I loved going to seminary. It was high school seminary.
I like conglomerate and igneous rock.
I see. I like the rock that goes ja 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 ja. The of the Reggie Rock variety. Reggie Gigas. Hi, this is DoorDash. I'm here to pick up an order for Strobe Snatcher. Man, it was touch and go there for a bit, but you made it. Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like the show is very much touch and go. Yeah.
I think he means heaven.
Yeah, I fell asleep a couple of times, but
It do. You have a
the occasional Devil Artemis really brought me back in.
you have a cup of coffee next to you.
I don't drink coffee.
Neither do I.
Caffeine actually doesn't really help me much.
I don't drink coffee. I drink hot chocolate instead.
I make love to coffee.
Please do not stick your penis in the coffee grinder.
Fuck the skim milk. Don't fuck the skim milk. I'm gonna fuck the skim milk.
I'm sorry.
Frieza, you really gotta fire that guy. I mean, like, I'd hire my children. Like, I can. If you're really pressed, I can lend you one.
You know, Frieza,
Junior goes a long way.
You know, Frieza, I never understood why you had that man hang around you. It doesn't make any sense. He just moans all the time.
I just remember that one time, fucking Devil Artemis, finally they ask Frieza why the ship is on fire. Sarbon nutted in the ship.
Well, that is for a different. I hate that. I hate that so much.
God damn it. I like the follow-up to that in chat is coffee smell gives me a headache. I'm just like, man, there's a very different conversation going on with the streamers and in chat. They've decided that they will dictate their own conversations.
Well, my wonderful chat, why don't you all, while we're getting our stuff set up to raid out, why don't you guys check on how many fembucks you have? Exclamation point points is how you'll check how many fembucks you have, and you can compare sizes there. Now, Robe, why are we gambling? Actually,
gamble it all, baby.
Keep gambling.
Bet it all on black.
So, Phantom, you know what time it is.
That's me. I know exactly what time it is. It's time for the final question.
And dare he says, the second most important question.
Perhaps it is. Robe, tell me, who would you like to raid?
Oh, fuck. You know what? Speed.
We love Speed.
He's playing Power World, and I've been very interested in that game.
I've been super interested in that game.
Yeah? I feel like everybody is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so yay.
Well, this is for this message rate. Oh, wait, wrong one. Sorry, guys. Sorry. That's it right there. That is for our subscribers. And that right there is for our followers. Hive, congratulations, you played yourself. So with that, thank you guys so much for being here. Not only my wonderful audience, but thank you, Phantom, for being my... It doesn't have as much effect on me because I turned down the volume.
Yeah.
That's because I want to hear people. Yay, thank you, Nova. Nova remembered. Just for that, I'm going to give you some points later. But thank you guys, Robe and Phantom, for being here. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
Every time
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, every time I have this show, I just get to talk with really cool people. So, but for those who are in chat, If you're not a part of the Discord already, come join the Discord. There's a lot of fun channels. We just passed over 100 members, and we're having some fun things planned for them. We're doing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Boot Camp this Sunday, where I'm going to be teaching people, not on stream, I'm going to be teaching people how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there's a tournament on February 4th that I am running with. There are 5 people in it so far. And I think the max we're having is 16. So if you want to be a part of this Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament, please join the Discord and we'll get you set up with that. Not only that, if you join the Discord, you get to have access to fun channels and talk with all of our previous guests. You also get to set up collabs if you are a VTuber. So please, come join the Discord and have a lot of fun. We also have a lot of fun stickers and the soundboard. Come join this. You can join the Discord and you get the soundboard. You get to have stuff like skill issue. You get to have a bunch of these fun things. So yeah. With that in mind, my name is Val. This is the Phantom Fame, and our guest today has been the wonderful Robe Caster. Join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our wonderful next guest, Genevieve Yoso. Why don't I get this raid started?
Why don't we get it started, Tim?
Yeah.
It's time to raid.
It's time to raid Shadow Legends.
Exactly what a poor person would say.
Genshin Impact.
All right. Well, I'm going to now go to my ending screen. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.